Three. Hello there, everyone.
Hello. Welcome and welcome back.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for showing up to this week's podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just we always get together first and what do you want to talk about today? And as you all know, because we say that every time, and sometimes we know immediately and other times not so much. But I think we have at least a possible what we're going to talk about, at least where it will start out. Where it will go, no one knows.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to jump in, though, with something totally different.
Oh, yes, please.
Last week, you put out the challenge.
Oh, I did.
24 hours, seeing through the eyes of love.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah. I'm going to say it took me 2 days to even think about doing it.
Yes.
And the day that I woke up, I'd set my intention the night before, and I woke up, and I'm going to say I might have made it an hour before the first thought came to me. And I was able to catch it before my reaction.
Nice. Yes.
Could not keep track of how many times I fell out of that vibration of love. It was a lot.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Just having that challenge really kept me aware of how easy it is for me to fall out, to fall into that human,
Yep.
into that lower vibration that we humans so easily. Yeah.
And you know what? That sort of is a segue into what we're talking about today. But, however, the day I did best was the day I had a day off and I was just home and, doing paperwork and doing, I never really have a day off from TCS, but it was kind of, paperwork and that kind of thing. I did get through the whole, we talk all the time, but for everyone out there, I guess, I have to remember I'm talking to more than just Mari-Lyn. So I did have a day, and it was beautiful. But you do sort of slip, and you have to remind yourself, get back up there, because those thoughts will come in like, crap, I have to make dinner. Nope. Breathe. Hold on. Ooh, I get to make dinner. And sort of change that up. Yes. But
I have kind of a funny story.
Yes.
I had to go to the store. And this was not that same day. This was the following day. But that challenge was still in my mind of, seeing things through that vibration of love. So I had to go to the store. I go to the self-checkout. I get all done. I open up my purse. My wallet is at home on the hearth. I can see exactly where it is. Okay. I let the lady know. She says, I'll be right back. We can suspend you. And so she comes back, and I said, is there any way I can do this on my phone? So she walks me through of what I can do. I was able to, it took some time. So I was able to, anyway, get my payment and be on my way.
Good.
Because of that challenge being in the back of my mind.
I
was high vibrational the entire time.
Nice.
And even higher. When I left, I was so grateful I didn't have to go home.
Yes.
Go back. It was so amazing of just having that vibration to get me through what at one point in my life I would have been a
one of those. Yes.
I'd have been bad. I'd have been mean.
And it would have been everybody else's fault. Yes. Everyone else around you too, you would have upset the woman that was working with you, people around, like that whole, yes, it makes a difference.
Yeah, it was amazing. So I want to thank you for bringing that challenge.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You.
Although when you brought it, like, what?
I know.
For a loop. I was like,
I
that was
believe
out of the
after
blue.
I believe after we stopped, I went, what the hell did I just do? Yes. Yes. So I did really well on the day that I stayed home. On the days that I went out, because that was not my first try, the one staying home and going out, it was harder. It was harder. I didn't think about it all the time. So I really don't know that it was really that one day that I went, okay, today's the day. And I thought about it all day and I did really well. On a couple of the other days, I started thinking about it and then I just sort of forgot that it was happening. And I don't think I think I had human moments in there. Yes. So please, everyone, let us know how you did. And if
Yeah. And I think, well, I don't think, I know we can't be that 100% of the time.
no, and don't beat yourself up. Please don't beat yourself up if whatever
No.
it looks like to you. Some people, like if you think you could go all day being that Pollyanna and the woohoo, and let's say you can for 24 hours, you can be that Pollyanna. We need to talk because there's
Yes.
something going on. You
Yes.
are bypassing being human. You
Yes.
are bypassing.
You are.
Yes.
Yes, you are. Because we're not supposed to.
No.
We're not meant to.
No.
It's just the awareness.
Yes.
Just the awareness.
Even on vacation, even when you're in some, like, let's say you're here where this is behind us. For those of you who are listening, we are sitting in front of a window in front of right at the lake, and there's a mountain range, there's some snow, and it is beautiful. It'd be lovely to be there.
Yes, it would.
We're still human. We're going to have those times that bring us down, and we still have normal thoughts, and we still have a normal life, and we have things, whatever normal is, but that sort of leads into a portion of what I was thinking we were going to talk about today.
Absolutely.
Talk about psychics. Talk about psychics. This has, for whatever reason, I think it's because Spirit wants us to talk about it. It's kind of been coming up a lot. People talking to us about psychics, us, running into people that we know in the profession, and etc. So it's sort of in the air, as they would say.
Well put. And
there are certain, you all, if you've been listening to us, you know that I talk about how many in our profession, in this profession, my beloved profession, 85 to 90%, I think are unethical. They may not know they are, but we'll talk about that. And there's a certain percentage that's just downright fraudulent, absolutely fraudulent. So one of the ways, though, that they are, I don't know if unethical, but if those were the two categories, when you go to a psychic and they are all about the high vibration, you have to stay in high vibration all the time. You can't have those thoughts. And all of you have been to psychics, I'll bet have met someone like this. It's all in the way you think, and you have to be up there. Think loving thoughts all the time. You have to think positive. You have to, you know what? Even that dodo bird that's telling you that cannot stay up there that long. What, you are so ungrounded. You have to be human. And then people beat themselves up because they can't stay in that high vibration. Well, no one can. Again, not even the dodo that's telling you that. That person can't either. And that person is so ungrounded. They're not.
I'm going to add ungrounded and unhealed.
Yes.
Because if we're up in that, if we're up in that la fantasy land, we're not looking,
correct.
We're not feeling what we're supposed to be feeling. And we are human. We have emotions for a reason. We are meant to feel them.
Yes. And here's another thing that I think this just popped in, that what is it? I know there's a saying and I can't think of it, but wherever your thoughts go, your feelings grow, something like that. There's some, like if you think
Okay.
you're going to, I always say like attracts
Like
like,
attracts like, yep.
which it does. However, there's one part of that other things, like if that's what you're thinking, that's what you're going to attract. And that's
Okay.
not true.
Oh, sorry. I'm knocking everything over.
Yes.
That falls right into fake it till you make it,
Yes.
which I abhor. If
Yes.
you fake it, okay, yes, some people, they can fake it until it becomes really how they feel. Most people,
Right.
they're going to fake it until they
And
trick
even with
themselves.
that person, though, that it's very, very just per topic, per moment, per situation, per whatever.
Hmm.
Yes.
Hmm. Um, Even if you trick yourself into believing that you've made it, you're there,
Yep.
you're happy, you're healed, all that shit underneath is
Yep.
still there and it's
Yep.
still compacting. And at some point, it's going to explode.
Absolutely. You're going to come crashing down.
Hmm.
It's not sustainable because it isn't supposed to be.
Mm-mm.
Are meant to have every feeling, to embrace every feeling, every emotion, to understand. Our emotions come up because they're telling a story. There's a reason. Like right now,
Yes.
if I get angry and I just go, oh, nope, can't be angry, nope, and you walk away from it and you try to get in this big loving thing. Well, you know what? That whatever that was, that red flag of anger that was coming in to warn you about something, that something is still there. And
Yes.
you're only making so when, believe me, at that point, when you do finally feel the anger, it's going to be a freaking explosion.
Yes, it is.
It's going
Yes,
to
it
be
is.
tenfold of, yeah.
And we could kind of say the same thing about fear. We talk all the
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
fear being a liar, and fear does lie to us. Fear makes
Oh,
us believe things that are not true. But
yes.
I heard a lyric in a song earlier this week that was, fear is a friend that's misunderstood.
Ah,
And I really liked that
yes.
because
Yes.
while fear will lie to us,
Yes.
fear is also a signal that
Yes.
something is not
Right.
copacetic and you
Right.
need to look at it. And if that fear is telling us there's a grizzly bear in your
Yeah.
backyard,
Right.
it's not lying to you. You
No.
really need to be afraid there's a grizzly bear there.
Right. But how often are we in that type of danger? That's real danger.
Any these
Yeah.
days,
Yeah.
not so much.
Right.
Not so much.
Mhm.
The fear comes when we're going to do a podcast and my hair looks like a bun.
All right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, yes, that's ego, but there's also fear there. There's fear of judgment and
Right.
I know that was a silly analogy,
No,
but
it wasn't, because there are, and I'm sure there are people out there that are nodding, going, oh my God, Mari-Lyn, I do that. I keep myself, like, I won't go in. I was out shopping and I didn't go into that particular store because there was someone in there that I knew and I didn't want him to see me that way. And so
that's the
there are
fear.
people out, yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's fear. It's
Yes.
that, yeah, absolutely. And it's
Yeah.
warning you of something. It's warning you that you're not standing in your dignity and your worth at that moment.
Yep.
So there's something there to look at, that because your hair's not looking right, that somehow that makes you, a bad
That,
person.
oh, I ran to the grocery store without makeup on.
Yes.
Yeah.
What if someone sees me? Well, what if someone
Oh
sees you?
wow. Somebody might really see me.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Well, that give me chills.
Uh-huh. Now we go into, this can kind of lead into, so there are psychics that are like that are always all, it's all about the high vibration, and it's all about what they, to me, they're definitely unhealed, absolutely unhealed, absolutely. And they sort of straddle the line of unethical, because what they're doing is they're telling you not to be human. It's not okay. It's not okay that you have those feelings when, yeah, it is. It is okay.
It's
And
okay.
what really bothers me is when healers do it. When like an energy healer, all they can talk about is this high vibration and you shouldn't be feeling that, or, oh no, try to always, be in that high. No, because that's obviously I'm an energy healer, so that that hits, I'm psychic too, but that is in that area of it's disingenuous and
Yeah.
it's not real. And it's unethical to tell someone it's not okay to be human.
Yeah, it is, especially when we're human.
Yes.
We have to
Yes.
be down and dirty and ugly sometimes.
Yes.
That's how we grow. That's how we
Yes.
heal. That's how
Yes.
we evolve.
Yes.
And isn't that why we're even human? Is to get our butts kicked,
Yes.
learn how to maneuver through it, how to heal, and how to evolve.
And I think sometimes those healers, even psychic, whatever you're going to, a reader, a healer, whatever, that is in that, I will bet you money the lights go out and they are in tears, they are hating themselves, they're in depression, they are trying to put, when they show up to work, the lights come on and they're there and they're la, 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 la.
They put on the mask.
Yes. Yes. And that's what they're showing you. They're not being authentic. They're not being themselves. And this, my beloved profession, has so many of those people, so many of them. We also have the doom and gloom people, which I am not fond of either. That, they now I'm going to be very careful with my words on this because a lot of people,
I know where you're going.
Probably a lot of people who listen to us also read cards. Not every card reader does this, so please do not misunderstand me. I think card reading is entertainment. I do, and I will say that. Now I have known some card readers who are freaking amazing. I know one who's like an 8th generation tarot card reader, and she's, oh my gosh, there isn't anyone better. She's amazing. But we've talked about, you can't tell the future. A tarot reader cannot tell you your future, and that's something they bank on. They bank on people wanting to know their future. Oh, let me throw you some cards. They also believe they can tell the future. They do. They believe the cards, or even if it's not cards, even if they're just channelers or whatever, they're bringing you this information. There was a study done years ago, and I wish I could find it. I think I may have said it on this channel before, but there was it was like a college or something, and did some testing on psychics, how often they were right, and they were only right like 60% of the time. Well, anyone can be right for themselves 60%. You don't have to go to, that's pretty much half, right? It's like, flip a coin. Let's see if especially the farther away the energy is, the less likely that you're going to get an answer. And
it's hard to read.
Spirit is not going to give you an answer that you're not ready to hear. So no matter how good that psychic is or how good that reader is, the farther away it is, the less likely you're going to get the answer you want, or the truth answer, or the truth of it is coming. If that makes sense. I know that was kind of jumbled. I have so much running through my brain at the moment. Mari-Lyn, do you want, I'm just going to sit here and ground for a second, because I have all kinds
we're not supposed to know the future.
No.
If we knew the future, well, it wouldn't turn out that way, because our egos would get in the way. We'd mess it up. We'd do something in our excitement to make it better.
Yes.
And we would destroy it.
Yes.
Or
we just what we do. Yeah, we wouldn't do, if someone said, okay, around 3 or 4 months from now, you're going to get the job of your dreams. It's just going to fall right in your lap. As soon as you know that, you're going to stop working toward it. You're going to stop evolving yourself and moving on your path and paying attention to the every day. You're going to give up that dream because that dream's coming. And I guarantee you,
going to come.
Right. Right.
Yep. So
we mess it up. It's about the journey there. It's about growing and building yourself and moving toward those things that you want and doing all of those sort of mundane things that you need to be doing to prepare yourself. If you knew exactly what was coming, none of us wouldn't do it.
Well, we wouldn't, because we know the end result. But we don't know everything that has to take place between now and then to get that end result. So knowing the future, it's not about the destination anyway.
No,
it's really not in any part of living. Is it really about the destination? It's about the journey we take to get wherever it is we end up.
And that's part of manifesting too. I know we've talked about this. I guess we've talked about almost everything on air, but we just, but people have different ideas of how to manifest and so forth. But we're talking about, like, so going to psychics. People go to psychics every time they have to make a decision. They go to a psychic. And there are psychics out there that are very happy to take your money, even though they know it's a crock of shit. They're going to take your money every time. Yep, come on in. Oh, I can answer that for you. $100 later, you're walking out the door thinking you got an answer. Yep. I guarantee you the psychic's going to give you an answer, but is that answer going to come true? Most of the time it's not. And there's probably people out there saying, oh, I've been to them and they've been right. They'll be right on it 60% of the time. It's that.
You go to a psychic and you get your answer, and you don't like that answer. Well, you're not responsible for it.
Yes.
I'm not responsible for that. That's the psychic told me that's what I'm supposed to do. Or
that thing the psychic told me didn't come true. So what did I do wrong? I did something wrong. Oh no, it's my fault. And I'll bet you anything, you go back to that psychic and say, it didn't come true. What happened? Well, that psychic's going to tell you what you did wrong. That happens a lot. When we're talking about unethical psychics, this is what we're talking about. But they think they know. They think they're above the rest of us. They think they know stuff, and they don't. They don't know any more than you. That's one reason we don't do. There's a lot of reasons that we don't do readings, but there's a certain area, like we don't. We've had many people email us asking us for readings, and pretty much the answer is no, unless it's about healing. If it's around healing, how can you personally get better? How can you personally hear your own guidance? No one has to go to a psychic to ask questions. You can find your own answers. Like if you want to know what I'm talking about is like, is this the right person for me that I should be dating? Is this the right job for me? That's the type of questioning I'm talking about. That's those type of readings we don't do. Because you can find your own answers way better than we could ever give them to you. Learning to tune in to yourself and trusting yourself, that's going to be your best way forward. And just because something didn't work out, let's say you had a choice between this and that, and you sat with it and spirit said, door A. You had door A and door B. Door A, you went through it and a week later it fell apart. You were meant to have that experience. That's why spirit led you through door A. That's the why. It's not because you did something wrong. It's not because you listened wrong or whatever it is.
Once again, it's about the journey.
Yes, it's about the journey.
The journey of the experiences.
Yes, and healing. So you can. That's a huge part of it that people don't talk about. The healing to
I don't think
dissolve
anyone
those.
talks about it but us.
I know, I know. No, that's true. It's true. Even healers, in my opinion, don't quite get it right. Um, moving forward, when you can start healing, and you will make better decisions too when you're healing. If you are, especially in relationships, any type of relationship, when you're unhealed, you're going to fall back on old patterns and continue to choose the wrong person because you're meant to heal that. That's another thing too. So if you're continually, like we've had people say, I don't know why I keep choosing the same men every time. It's like, well, let's talk about the main ingredient. That would be you. And it's because there's something, you're not necessarily making bad choices. What you're doing is spirit is highlighting what you need to heal by this each person coming and they turn out to be that same type of person. It's because you have something to heal. There's something there. And as soon as you heal that, I guarantee you, all of a sudden you attract someone that is much kinder or nicer or whatever it is that you're looking for.
The amount of people that fit that old like criteria will either stop coming around or they'll be very few and far between, so you can recognize,
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I don't need that anymore. I've moved beyond that. I've healed
and you
that.
just stop picking them. Yeah.
It's not an attractant anymore.
No.
Yeah.
So, did you have something?
Nope.
Oh, so I know we've kind of gone around the about. I've got so much going on in my brain, and I apologize to everyone. But so there are so many psychics who they really believe their own hype. They really believe that they are some big conduit to spirit, and they can give you all these answers that you want. That they are so like, I don't even know what word I'm looking for. That they can just bring you all of these answers because they think they have some connection to spirit, or they can throw these cards and they understand what they're reading. And it's BS. It's BS. Use psychics as like readers. And I'm talking well, even healers. Gosh, there's so many, aren't there, Mari-Lyn? I'm just, as soon as I start saying, but
there are. So what was coming as you were talking was, well, they may have a beautiful channel to spirit. I believe that what you're saying is that some of these psychics, they believe that their channel, their answers are the end all, the be all, the final say.
Yes.
And that's not
right.
That's not accurate, because
Right.
we have to take personal responsibility.
Yes.
You go to the psychic, hopefully you're going for the entertainment value.
Yes.
Some insight.
Sure. Validation.
Insight is invaluable sometimes.
Yes. And that's really what it should be called.
Exactly. Right. Insight isn't the exact answer. It isn't the only answer. It isn't a reason to bypass your own responsibility, your own movement forward, your own involvement.
Yes.
We have to be active participants in our life. We cannot just take the word of a psychic.
Right.
You have to take responsibility. We have to take responsibility. I can't think of one person that I've ever worked with where I said, this is the answer. This is what you have to do. This is the only way.
Right.
No.
Now, I think of like this one, Jody is her name, but she's this 8th generation, 12th generation. I don't know. There's like so many generations this woman was. She was when she was a kid in Portland, her mom and her aunts used to get together and they would do tarot card readings and stuff, and they would get raided, and they would have all their cards taken away, and they get thrown in. Yeah, they get thrown in jail for being yes, 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 yes. So that was not long ago that was happening.
Wow.
But what I love about when I have been to her for readings is the validation, the clarity. That's someone that's good. Like, she is so brilliant at what she does because she's able to bring you some clarity on the situation, clarity on things that I can work on, the validation that everything I'm feeling is absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's such a beautiful, I don't think I've had a reading from her where I didn't leave in tears, and those good tears, those tears of just, okay, the things that I've been thinking are right, and what I want to do is part of who I am, and it's okay that I was feeling this, and it was, that is an amazing freaking reader, and
And
that's
I'm
what a reader is, and they're very few and far between that are like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that not only did she provide insight, but she provided you the opportunity for your own insight.
Yes, absolutely,
And
absolutely.
that's important.
Yes.
That's important.
And I think my first reading with her, I mean, it was years ago. So it was before, it wasn't like it was just yesterday. It was years ago when I was still learning about my own gifts and developing, and, yes, beautiful. And that's what I hope that we do for people that come to us.
I sure hope so.
That's where that dividing. So when we talk about we don't do readings anymore, because I don't call that a reading. That's where I was like kind of stumbling there for a minute, because we're helping you validate really what you already know, to bring clarity and to let you know that you're okay. And we all get frustrated sometimes. We all get in that conundrum in our brain. Mari-Lyn and I talk to each other all the time. We'll say, oh my gosh, can you help me with this? Can you look into this? Because our vibration personally will dip to a point where we can't hear at the moment.
Yep.
We can't comfort ourselves with real validation at the moment. So you need someone to say, what you're feeling is right. And what about
Supposed to be
this?
that way. We
Yes.
are supposed to go through those dips.
Yes.
Another testament to being human is not a solo project.
Correct.
Not a solo journey at
No.
all.
No.
In those times when we dip down
Yes.
because of being human, we need another person. We need that interaction to help
Absolutely.
us. To help us. Yeah.
And you never, and this is true. This is my best friend we're talking about, and she doesn't give me advice. She doesn't tell me what to do. We talk about what the issue is and how we can personally solve it ourselves. That's what we do. And that's how we are with our clients as well. So when people come to us for validation, for clarity, for what was that word that you used? You used a good one, and I can't remember it now.
Oh, but I
I know.
insight.
Insight. Yes. That's really, I think I'm going to write that down, because I think that's what, instead of they're called readings, they're called insights. I think that to me, there's a big difference between those
I
two.
like that. Yeah.
I know. Pat yourself on the back, my friend.
Okay.
I'm going to write that down.
Although I only
Insight.
spoke the word,
Yes.
my brain came up with it.
Well, thank you, Spirit.
I'm just the 5%er.
Yeah.
Hair that's right in the middle of my face.
Oh, and then it bugs you. You keep trying to swoop it away, and then
Yes.
the same
there.
thing.
I might have gotten it. Okay. Jeez.
So, for whatever reason, psychics have been sort of filtering in, whether it's people mentioning them to us, I've seen, so I don't have, when I first started, I was sort of in with this group, this huge group of psychics in Portland, and I was getting to know them, and then I realized this is not what I want. Their message is so different than mine, and I sort of walked away from that. And so recently I saw a couple of them, and they're doing well, and I wish them all well. I really do. I just don't want to be part of that. There's something very judgmental about. Now, that's something we don't talk about, how judgmental people in the metaphysical world are. They think they're all fun loving and free, and you can be who you want as long as you're not this or that. Like they, they're not real great about Christians or any sort of organized religion. They don't say a lot of nice things. Well, we could say those exact same things about our profession or our way of being spiritual, because you and I are very metaphysical spiritual. Like it's really that place between them. But that's another thing too. If you're going to someone who is very judgmental, get away from them. That's their ego. That's wounding. I've had many clients who are still at within their, I mean, I have a Jewish, Christian, different thing, like different parts of the Christian religion that come, and it's to enhance what they already believe. It's to enhance their knowledge, enhance their channel to be more in spirit than they thought, when they can kind of put some of those rules, see them a little differently, open them up.
Mm-hmm.
I've had people who have had much trauma from religion as well, and
Right.
helping them heal from that. But that doesn't mean everything about that particular religion or that all religion is bad and horrible. That doesn't mean that at all.
Mm.
There are some really beautiful people who are Christian or Jewish or Muslim or whatever.
I love that what our brand of spirituality and the metaphysical
Yeah.
does is that it can fill some of those gaps.
Yes. Yes.
It can blend and mesh in with the different cultural.
Yes.
I find it so fascinating when working with someone from completely different
Yes.
culture,
Yes.
and how similar and yet even complementary when different.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
it's fascinating
Yes.
to me. I like to think of the spiritual that we preach
Yes. Yes.
is
Yes.
that big umbrella. It's
Yes.
that great big umbrella that the cultures and the religions all fit underneath.
Yes. And you can do what you want with it.
Yeah.
Yes. And if you want to, my oldest son right now is he's in a Muslim country, and he's thinking about becoming Muslim. I think it's amazing. When he called me, the wonders of technology these days, where there would have been a time when, I would not have been able to speak to him as often as I do, but now I get to, and he's, a whole nother, he's a world
Can
away.
you imagine if it was only written letter and
Oh,
mail it to you?
no.
By the time he writes to you and you write back to him,
Everything can be changed.
everything's going to be different because the amount of
Yes.
time has gone by. Now it's like
Yes. Yes.
so amazing.
So amazing. But he called me, and we were just talking about this. He's right now, it's Ramadan, I think is how you pronounce it. And I don't know a whole lot about it. So, but I know that they fast. Basically it's during daylight they fast, and they can eat after it gets dark. I know I know. And when he is in another country, which he travels a lot, he becomes part of that culture. That's just what he likes to do. And so he's doing this culture too. You are, oof, not even water. I mean, yeah, yeah, I would have such a headache, I think.
More power to them.
Yes. But
Wow.
he knew that he could call his mom and his mom would be happy for him. If that's what you want to do, why would I be upset over that? It's a loving religion. It's about love. Every religion has their sector that we kind of hope that, you know, you don't want to talk about. But but no, it's beautiful. And I was very happy for him. And if that's what he chooses to do, his dad and I will absolutely be behind him 100%. But he's lifting it up to like his quandary is, can he make the beliefs that he has now mainly are like his mother's beliefs and will he be able to bring them together? And so that's sort of what he's working on right now. And I hope that he's able to. I hope that whatever he chooses, but that's the way we should all be. And that's the way anyone that any of you are going to, any psychic, any healer, anyone in the metaphysical, spiritual, in my opinion, they should be able to say that to you. That is your personal spiritual journey, and you get to walk it any damn way you feel necessary for your life.
Yep, absolutely.
And it's okay, and it's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and there's going to be heartaches like not being able to eat when it's light out. It's for a month they do that. Yes.
My gosh.
I know. I know. But
hey, that one makes me want to go eat cake right now.
Oh, yum. I'll take some. Yes.
Hey, come on over.
I'll be right there. Yes. So, and I just felt like it was really important because it'd been coming up so much for us to talk about psychics and this whole field. And
I think it's important for people to recognize that we have to take responsibility and we have to be active participants.
Yes.
Regardless whether you're going to a priest or a religious,
a rabbi or a
figure or a psychic, even a counselor, even a psychological counselor. It doesn't matter where you're going for your information, for your insight.
Yes.
It's really important that we take responsibility to make sure that what we receive from that other person fits for our life, that it fits for our beliefs, that it lands with us on a on that soul level as being for our highest good.
Oh, just think about getting triggered. Sorry.
I mean, that doesn't land for me at a soul level.
Yeah,
what else do you think you are telling me that?
Yes, but it really does. That's why the trigger. That's why you're pissed off right now and you want to slap the bitch and get the hell out. Is because you just got triggered. You just got truth bombed bad, and you're not ready to hear it. You are not ready to hear it. That happens too. So a lot with what I do, actually.
But then we have to explore, right?
Yeah.
Am I triggered because it doesn't fit, or am I triggered because it fits so well that I'm really angry?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's really, I would say to anyone. Now, I'm not saying don't go to a reader, don't get readings or whatever. I'm really not. We're just trying to bring light to sort of open the situation up. You have a lot more responsibility than you think. You have a lot more to say than you think. You don't need to go to one every time you need a question answered. and think about why you're going and what is the outcome that you want. Do you really want someone to tell you how to live your life like many readers do? That's what they're there to do. They're there to tell you this is what you do, say no to this, say yes to this, don't do this, buy that car, whatever, blah 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 blah. That's not what it's really not what they're there to do. Take responsibility or accountability for your own life, and you can find your own way through by learning how to tap in to your own guidance on your own. Yes.
And if you, excuse me.
Yeah. Something
My
caught you.
goodness.
Uh-huh.
If you are going to a psychic constantly to get these
Oh,
answers,
yeah.
ask yourself why.
Yeah. There's some
Ask yourself why.
Mhm.
I'm gonna step out on a limb here and say it's because you don't trust yourself. You don't
Yes. Ding
believe in
ding.
yourself.
Yeah.
Know what's best for you. And if that's the case, then let's look at it.
Yes. Yes. And there are those, speaking because one of the people that I saw recently was someone that is one of those people who everything is gloom and doom. Everything is like
Whoa.
so
Devil's lurking behind that door.
yes. So we have those people, those psychic that are all up in the air and everything is wonderful and oh, you shouldn't feel that way. To this person who, someone is having issues, having arguments or something with their spouse or their partner, whatever, and she would be the one to say, oh, it's time to get rid of them, time to walk away, time to, it's like, whoa, wait a minute, hold on, back up. There might be, first of all, it's not, you cannot give that type of answer, but
Not our place to do that.
no, but you get those too, and it's like, that's not, if the person is truly abusive, yes, still not my job as a psych to give you that. But if that person's abusive, that's one thing. But we're talking about it, and I think because she's really pretty bitter and not happy, and so her ego gets in the way when she's reading, and so everything that comes out is gloom and doom because she doesn't see the bigger picture. She's not standing in the love. So her vibration is a little lower. So she filters everything through her personal filter of what her life is. That she had a crappy marriage and she, all of these things. And so they sort of, that spews out in people's readings. Unhealed healer.
Unhealed healer.
Unhealed.
As a human, it's hard not to, let our personal opinions or our pasts
Yes.
come up. But as a professional and as someone who is healing, you recognize that and you do your
yes
to not let that come up.
Yes.
I can be very opinionated, and there's been times where I've had to say, oh, I'm sorry, what I just said.
Yes.
That was me. That
yes.
was my ego. That was my experience.
But I think that's awesome. If you go to a reader, let's say, or whatever, you're talking to someone, you're supposed to be getting messages from spirit, and they throw something in, and then they go, oh, whoa, that was my ego. I am so sorry. That's a good sign right there. In my opinion, that's a really good sign that person's trying to be, they're being honest with
Thank you. Because I have to do that sometimes. I have to.
As do I. It happens. Yeah.
And we're human and we're,
Yep. But to place all of that, well, there you go. When you said you're human, a lot of these psychics and healers, they really think they're like above human. They think that they're part spirit. It's like, yes, we're part spirit, but we're here to be human. Like they really think that their ego is so freaking big they really believe their own hype. They really believe all of that. And I'm sorry to all of you saying, well, then what am I supposed to do? How do I find a good one? You have to talk to them. Yeah. You
Yeah.
have to, and they should be able to, like, we do free consultations. That's what that free consultation is for. We can
Yeah.
both decide, do I want you? Do you want me? Do we want to, and every psychic, even a reader, should be able to spend some time with you, sort of you feeling them out and getting to know them and them you. And if they're not willing to do that, peace out.
And it doesn't have to be a long conversation.
No, not at all.
It can be 5 minutes, 10 minutes,
Yeah.
and you can get a lot of information from a person in that short amount of time. If
Especially so many of them will start off with telling you how great they are.
yeah,
There's a sign right there. Oh, I'm gonna
there's
back
a
up
sign.
slowly. Gotta go
Yep.
from the psychic. Get out of it.
Trust yourself.
Yes,
Trust
yes.
that feeling. Trust your instinct as to whether this is a good fit for you or not.
And it's your money. So
Yeah.
the psychic, I mean, we're going to charge. This is how we make a living, right? So that's true. You have the right to not give someone your money. I mean, not after the service has been rendered, but prior to, you get to decide, do I want to?
Yeah.
Because you have too met people who sort of felt almost bullied into giving more money, or like they'll do like a half-hour reading for a certain amount of money, and then anything over, like, or let's say every half hour is $50, and they get to that and they did not answer any
Yep.
questions, so
Yep.
then they're bullied into giving 50 more, because if
Yep.
they really want the answer, they have to. Yes, that's by design, my friends. Right.
Yes.
That's by design, and it's unethical and fraudulent and just awful. Yes.
Yep. And even they can answer the question, but in that they create so many more questions, so much more doubt, and they spark the curiosity, and that's
yeah. Whew. So we
Yeah.
did get into this whole thing, and this is not easy. It's not, because this is my beloved profession. And so to have to talk about the truth is not always easy. I don't want to believe it. I really don't. There's a part of me that doesn't want to believe it, yet I hear about it all the time from clients.
Well,
I see it all the time. We have a lot of metaphysical stores in the area. There's a lot of them. And I like to go into them. I like to just sort of see what they're offering and kind of feel into it, and feel into the energy, not into the people. And I'll talk to the people that work there sometimes, and just kind of and it's just, ooh, it's a trap. It really, a lot of times it's just a trap, and they catch us at a time when we are at our lowest point, because we go into those places, or we call psychics or whatever. We're not doing that at our highest point when we're feeling great about ourselves and everything is going well.
right.
It's when they're not. That's why we're going, is to feel better. And I don't think they're all fraudulent. I think a small portion is fraudulent, like I said, but I think a big portion of it is they really believe that they can help that they are so good that they can give you the answers, and they can help you. And most of them can't. So I don't think they're necessarily meaning to be unethical, but I think it sort of straddles that unethical, unhealed healer.
Unhealed healer.
They
Yeah.
believe all their own shit. They're not, most of them are not super honest. if you were to ask them, so could you tell me who I'm going to meet? Or so can you tell me, about this job, or should I take this job or whatever? If they can right off the bat tell you that they're going to give you that answer, I would peace out on that one. I would say, yeah, probably not. Yeah, or just feel out their answers. And that's why, like, a little consultation, just ask some questions. You don't ask am I going to get the job? The question would be, do you think you could tell me if I should take this job or not? Or ask it as a question that way to see what the psychic has to say. And that will help you decide whether you want to, go to or not. Yes.
I've never been to a psychic outside of our
right
circle.
Ugh. I wish I could say I hadn't, but I have many.
Fear kept me away. Fear always kept me away.
Yep.
From anyone.
Yep. And that's fabulous. Yeah, I know. When I was sort of seeking or exploring, oh my goodness, I would go to the money I have spent. However, today I can look back and say what a great experience that was, because I can see how fraudulent and how unethical and the unhealed that are out there. And I can really talk about them. Yes, there are some good ones. Don't misunderstand me. There are, but there are very few that are. Yeah. Anyway, gosh, is there anything else we want to say to people?
Wow. Well,
yeah. Yes.
In the big picture, there is a lot more to say.
Yes.
However, in this, I just want to ask you all to just trust your self, trust your instinct, give yourself a chance to get a feel for whoever it is that you choose to get that insight from.
And that's what the psychic should be telling you, just FYI. is trust your own instincts. If them help you get grounded and open and ready to receive that information, because you know the right thing in your heart, but most of them don't do that. Yes.
There's a question. Can you help me get grounded before we start?
Yes. And so many don't even know. They think they know what grounded means, and they don't. And we actually might, we're still sort of kicking this around, Mari-Lyn and I.
Yes, we are.
About doing some videos. I know we talked about it like a long time ago.
We talked about it.
Yes.
There was stuff we had to. There was other stuff that had to be done,
and we had to sort of put that on the back burner. But some they'd be, of course, I charge for my development classes, and I will continue to do that. But we thought about maybe doing a few videos on some really basic things that are not so basic. We call them basic, but they're the foundation, like getting grounded. And what is that really? People, I can't tell you how many people think they know what getting grounded is, and they really don't know. So, and that doesn't mean they're wrong or you're wrong. We have our own way of, this is what we call grounded. Maybe someone else calls something else, but I'm gonna
say the general, what people think generally of being grounded is like a very minute piece of it.
Yes.
It's just not complete.
Right.
The complete definition is just not well known.
Yes. And so we might bring that to everyone as a free video. We would obviously put that on we wouldn't have to put on YouTube channel. We could do it here too, because they just need to listen. They don't have to.
Very true.
Beautiful mugs too.
Very true.
Although I am pretty Animated.
And yeah, you're I'm pretty animated. I get pretty animated. Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
might do that, and
So
we're
let us know
still,
if you're interested.
yeah,
Let us know your
yeah,
input.
yes, and we're still one of the reasons this is coming through right now. One of the reasons we don't do development videos is because everyone is so different.
Yeah.
Every one of my students, past and present, are
Mhm.
different. Everything about what they do, how they do it is different. Their story is different. Their wounding is different. Their abilities are different. Everything is different. So so we have to find those things like grounding, even though everyone's going to ground differently. That's pretty much a kind of a one size fits all thing. I mean,
Mhm.
that's a
Everybody's got to do it.
foundation, everyone. So we can do that, but there's a lot of development that you just can't um do
Mhm.
that sort of a generic
Mm-mm.
sort of a general way. It just doesn't work. So
Does not
we're
work.
working we're working on those things, and we hope to bring those to you. Of course, we're still going to do these talks. We love these talks. I think they've really been fabulous, and the feedback we got have been getting is wonderful, and we
Mhm.
appreciate it all. We still have our paranormal channel. We still have the YouTube channel where we put these on. So whether you're watching or listening,
Mhm.
do both of that. We're just going to keep plugging away, and
Yes, we
we're
are.
really enjoying this journey, and we're so glad you've come along with us.
So grateful. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
All
whew,
right.
I think that's about everything.
Well,
You want
thanks
to,
for tuning in.
yes, and if you're new to us, or even if you're not new to us and you haven't looked us up, you know, tcseverydaypsychics.com, you can
Yes.
learn more about us.
Yeah. Check us out. You can
Yes.
contact us through that
Yep.
website.
Yep. We'd
Yep.
love to hear from you. And okay, I think that's probably
A
it.
wrap.
Oh, okay, I have to say this because
Yeah.
it's time
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Yeah.
go. If I know this isn't typically it, but whew, if you have paranormal activity in your home, did you get that same message?
Yes. I was
Yes,
gonna say it. I thought I I
I
I
know.
yep,
I
just
almost did too. So maybe Fred went to you first and you didn't listen, so he went, okay, I'll go to Pam.
yep, I'm gonna tell her. Yeah, she's not gonna do it.
One
She's
of them's gotta listen to this. It's horribly unhealthy to live with ghosts in your home.
it is.
Even if you think, oh, it's just, grandma rolling around in the attic, you are being affected and it's unhealthy. Please contact us. That's one of the things that we do is we help heal energy, we help heal the spirits, and we help heal the living. So everyone gets healed.
Yes.
We send those beautiful souls home to get healed. Yeah. So
Yeah.
let us know. That's
Yeah.
so someone need to hear that. We'll find out.
Yes.
And we look forward to
Yeah.
hearing
And
from you.
yes, they did. Clearly they needed to, because I just said, nope, not gonna do
No,
it.
no, no. Yes,
Oh,
yes.
dang it.
And if there is something that you would like us to talk about, shoot us an email and give,
Yes, please.
say this is something that I would like. I'd like some answers. I need answers. We love answering people's questions. We
Yep.
love. We haven't done a real big Q&A for a long time.
We haven't done a big Q&A. Maybe we should talk about that.
Yeah, we probably.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
now that I've said it.
You putting your foot in it this time. Yes.
They're like, yeah, you won't say what we want you to say, but you'll listen to your stupid ego.
Yes.
Human, so what?
Damn being human.
It's
Oh,
hard.
it
It is
is.
hard.
It's
It
very
is
hard.
hard being human. It's hard in the bad
Oh,
times. It's hard in the good times, even.
yes. Yes.
I know that sounds ridiculous, but sometimes it is hard in the good times because we want to just be in the good and
Yes.
ignore, you know,
Yes.
all the other everyday stuff.
And remember, you are exactly where you're supposed to be right now.
Yes.
The good, the bad, the ugly. You are exactly where you're supposed to be right now. And if the same thing keeps coming up for you, you need to heal. There's something there
There's
that
a reason.
there's a reason. There's some trauma there. There's some wounding there that is spirit's poking at you. It's time to heal this now. It's time to evolve and heal and move forward and start to put those pieces back together to become a whole person,
Mhm.
to follow spirit. If you're listening to us, you have some semblance of wanting a relationship with spirit.
Mhm.
However that looks. Not everyone has the same relationship, but
No.
if you're listening to us, we know that that's where your heart is to find spirit in your own way, in your own time, for your own reasons. But it's there. And we are so grateful that you're here listening to us. And hopefully we can help you.
And excited for that
Yeah.
journey for you.
Oh, such a beautiful
Yeah.
journey.
And if that's why you've been drawn to us, because you want to explore that relationship,
Yeah.
reach out, send us an email.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's kind of what I'm getting pretty good at.
Yeah, very good. Yes. We do Mari-Lyn and I do different things. And she is definitely with that spiritual journey, and it's beautiful. She's wonderful. So yes, and you can
It's
find out more about both of us on our
yes.
website. What were you about to say?
I was just it's so fulfilling to watch
Yeah.
someone um grow into that trust.
Yes.
Um
And it's
and
fulfilling for that trust to grow within us.
within yes, yes, that trust of yourself, of your higher self, of your instinct and your intuition, which is ultimately spirit.
Absolutely. Yes. And again, it looks different for everyone.
Everyone. Yeah.
Everyone, and we all have. We're just all different. What can you say? There's no one size fits all.
No.
So our classes are always one-on-one.
Yeah. Doing a group would be so hard.
It's hard.
It would be no. It'd be a cluster.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
There's too much individuality.
Ah, ooh, that's a big word. Look at Mari-Lyn and her big words. Yes.
Okay, then.
Ah, so I think we're getting a little loopy now.
I think
Yes.
I might be getting a little spirit drunk here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen. Woohoo.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Yes. So, all right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in, and we will see you,
Yeah.
hear you soon.
We
Hopefully.
will connect with you next time.
Yes, connect with us, and we will connect with you. Yes,
Yes.
whatever that means. Okay. Love you.
Yes. All right.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.